My Line? Brought to you by beautiful sheer sup hose stockings, famous throughout the world for that wonderful sup hose feeling. And now let's all play What's My Line? And now let's meet our What's My Line panel. First, the delightful star of the Broadway smash hit Dinner at 8, Miss Arlene Francis.
And now a gentleman who will be rejoining the CBS nighttime lineup beginning December 12th at 10 o'clock with To Tell the Truth, Mr. Orson B.
Now I'd like to present Columbia University's gift to television, Miss Sue Oakland.
You know, at most universities, it's customary to endow a chair to be occupied by the leader in his field. And at my left is a chair endowed with wisdom and wit. And its occupant, of course, is Bennett Cerf.
So I don't know. With a mystery guest, of course, it's got to be tonight, but if I could use previous experience as a criterion, if it's a man, he's going to try to make a date with you after the show's over. And here is the panel moderator for this show, the only man, probably in America, whose name is longer than the original Declaration of Independence, John Charles Patrick Croghan Daly.
And for nearly 18 years, I've been trying to teach you it's John Charles Patrick Crowan.
That's
the
what
G
I said,
is silent. You said Croghan.
I like that better.
I'm going to finance you in what is commonly known as a course in Gaelic. I guess that's what I'll have to do. Miss Sue, it's nice to have you with us. Orson, it's great to have you with us. I must say, I hope you won't mind if I say there's good reason for you to be celebrating. What was it, 13th? October 13th
October
last,
13th, yes.
Became the father of a young man.
I did indeed.
Right.
Birthday, John. October 13th is my birthday.
Is your birthday?
Yes.
Well, now
Very
there you
good
are.
birthday.
And his name is Max. Max Bean.
Well, you tell Max. Max Bean, you tell Max Bean that he's got a running start because he can celebrate with Sue Oakland.
All right.
Every time he has a birthday. That's
Anytime
pretty
you
good. Miss Arlene, nice to see you, ma'am. Bennett, how are you? Well, we've got some very fine occupations for you to play games with tonight. We'll also have a famous mystery guest before you a little bit later on in the program. But right now, let's meet our first contestant. Will you enter and sign in, please? Douglas Smith. Right, sir? All right. Mr. Smith, where are you from?
Toronto, Ontario.
Toronto, Ontario. Nice to have you with us, sir. And may I present the panel, Mr. Smith. Now, will you join me over here, sir? We'll let the audience in the theater and the audience at home know exactly what your line is. Panel, we can tell you that Mr. Smith is salaried and deals in a product, and we'll begin things with Arlene Francis.
Mr. Smith, is it a product that we on the panel might use?
Yes.
Is it found in the home?
Yes.
Is it found in any particular part of the home more than another part?
Yes.
Would that part be the kitchen?
Yes.
Is the product consumable?
Yes.
Is it solid rather than liquid?
Yes.
Is it a food substance of some kind?
That was a very good question. Well, I would think that we would have to agree that taking the the concepts as they're put down by the medical profession that there is food content to be considered, would you not say? Yes. Yeah.
Would you perhaps not keep it in the icebox? Might it be on a shelf rather than in the icebox?
Yes, we would not keep it in the icebox, no.
Is it used in cooking rather than as a special thing by itself?
Sometimes. Sometimes.
Is it in the condiment family?
We don't know whether they have it or...
Sometimes? Is it a spice of some sort? Or is it a combination of spices?
No, I don't think we can call it a spice. That's $1 down and 90 go, Mr. Bean.
Mercy, I thought you'd never finish.
You have nowhere to go.
Mr. Smith, is it, you are involved in the manufacture or making or something of a liquid condiment.
Solid.
Oh, it's a solid condiment.
I'm on, but you don't listen.
No. It's a solid condiment in the sense that it's one big block sitting there and you...
That's good. That's 2 down and 8 to go, Miss Oakland.
Drawing pictures and distracting me. It's not a big solid block. Is it then perhaps powdery or broken down into, not broken down molecularly, but just broken down into many small particles?
Sometimes.
Sometimes. It is edible in and of itself, though. We've established that.
Yes.
I mean, it's taken into the body.
Mm-hmm.
But not in the form that we would find it on the shelf. Something is done to
That
it.
is a presumption which is to be, unfortunately, described as in error. That's 3 down and 7 to go, Mr. Cerf.
May I assume, Mr. Smith, that this product of yours is not boxed? It doesn't come sold in boxes?
No, you can't presume
I
that.
can't presume that?
No.
It does get sold in boxes. I mean, asked that the wrong way. I'll change my question.
Oh, all right, Bennett. I'm sorry. You go right ahead and change it. No, you're good. You change it, then I'll give you a no anyway, all right? That's 4 down and 6 to go, Miss Smith.
It comes in some kind of a container, does it, when one buys it at the store? Could one buy it at the grocery store?
Yes.
Could one buy it at a delicatessen?
Yes.
Is it, does it belong more to the vegetable family?
No.
No. That makes it 5 down and 5 to go, Mr. B.
In the old days in Russia, if you were sent to Siberia, might you mine this?
Perhaps.
Do you shake it on your food?
Sometimes.
If you shake too much, it ain't good, right? Is it so?
Yes.
Do you manufacture salt?
I think Mr. Smith is very skillful replying to questions, so we'll throw them all over anyway. Mr. Smith does sell salt. He's with the Canadian Windsor Salt Company, and they do mine it. Do they really mine it in Siberia?
Yes, they do.
Do they have it? I often wondered when they ever got warm enough to get it the salt over there, but I guess you could get warm enough over there. What do you do as a basic source of supply? Is it overseas or?
Oh, no, right in Toronto, Ontario is my territory, actually. And I sell salt industrially to the hide dealers, meat packing plants, pickle factories, water softening people, and...
But where does the salt come from that you sell?
We mine it right in Windsor, Ontario.
You do?
Yes, we have a rock salt mine and an evaporator plant.
Good. I would say that you've got a potential customer, because if anything is necessary to this panel, it is to make Bennett a little saltier. Thank you very much. It's nice to have you with us. We'll have another contestant for you in just a moment after this word. Now to meet another contestant, will you enter and sign in, please? Helen Kwok. Is that right, ma'am? Yes. Is it Miss or Mrs. Kwok?
It's Miss.
Miss Kwok. And where are you from?
I'm Chinese, but I've spent most of my life in Australia.
How long have you been in the United States?
I've been here twice. I've been here several times, actually.
This one?
Yes.
Another visit, so
That's
to speak,
right,
now.
yes.
Well, it's very nice to have you with us, ma'am. And Miss Kwok, may I present our panel?
How do you do?
Would you join me over here now, please? And we'll let the audience in the theater and the audience at home know exactly what your line is. We can tell you that Miss Kwok is self-employed and deals in a service. And we'll begin things with Bennett, Cerf.
Miss Kwok, do you require some training for the service that you perform?
Yes, I do.
Did you have to get some kind of a degree before you could perform this service?
Yes.
Was it a college degree?
Yes.
Are you then connected in any way with either the medical or legal fraternity?
No.
That's one down a night ago. Arlene.
Do you deal with people in your job, Miss Kwok?
Yes, Miss Friend.
Do they come to you
Yes.
for your service?
Yes.
Is there any advice given to them of any kind?
Yes.
Just a moment. We'll have to have a small conference. So that you're not misled, with Miss Kwok's permission, we will say sometimes there is an element of advice in the interrelationships between individuals,
Yes.
covering the whole area of Miss Kwok's operation.
I see. Miss Kwok, have you had any particular religious training?
Yes.
You mean as necessary
For
and
her job.
incident to the performance? No, that is-
No.
would be a no. That's 2 down and 8 to go, Mr. Bean.
Miss Kwok, do you deal in do you touch the people that come to you physically?
No.
That's 3 down and 7 to go, Sue Oakland.
Do you deal with one sex more than with another?
No.
4 down and 6 to go, Mr. Cerf.
Miss Kwok, do you give advice of any kind?
Well, Bennett, there are, in the interrelationships which are necessary and usual to Miss Kwok's functioning, there is an area of counseling and advice, but it's very general, and I wouldn't, concentrate on this to the exclusion of other activities.
Well, I have eliminated medical and legal, and now I'd like to ask you 2 other fields. Have you any connection with either transportation or international relations?
No.
Nope. 5 down and 5 to go, Arlene.
Miss Kwok, do you have anything to do with education?
No.
No, that's 6 down and 4 to go, Mr. Bean.
When you give advice, is it just simple things like don't take any wooden nickels as they leave the office?
No.
No. That's
She might say that. She might.
7 down and 3 to go, Sue.
Do you deal in any form of the arts?
Yes.
Are you a practitioner of some form of the arts?
Yes.
Is it perhaps painting or sculpture?
No.
8 down and 2 to go, Mr. Cerf.
Is it the field of literature, Miss Kwok?
No.
9 down and 1 to go, Arlene Francis.
No painting, no sculpture, no literature. Are you a performer of some kind, Miss Kwok?
Yes.
Yes? Are you a performer in the theater? No, you're in television.
Dum-de-dum-dum.
What do you do with music?
Yes, but the cards are all over. You want to take a guess?
She's a piano prodigy.
No, she's a conductor.
Right, $5. Just too late. There you go. Actually, Ms. Kwok came here this summer to do some conducting, and you conducted at Interlaken. Did you?
And in Houston, yes.
And in Houston. And happily, for the good people of Houston, you are going to conduct the Houston Symphony again February 4th. Is it? February 4th next. Isn't that wonderful?
Yes, congratulations.
And did her, what do you call it, an internship? I guess you wouldn't, as a conductor.
Apprenticeship,
Apprenticeship
actually,
as a
yes.
conductor in Australia. I think that's just wonderful.
And she's beautiful.
And she's beautiful, yes.
Thank you.
Yeah. And I think the people of Houston have got something to really look forward to next year, to get their year going at a good rate. And thanks very much for helping us in this year. Nice to have you with us. We'll meet tonight's mystery guest in just a moment, but first, this message. And now the special feature of our program, the appearance of our mystery challenger, for which the panel is always blindfolded, are the Blindfolds in Place panel.
Yes.
They are. Good. Will you enter mystery challenger and sign in, please? All right, panel, as you know, the other form of questioning this trip, one question at a time, in turn, moving clockwise, and we'll begin with Miss Oakland.
From that applause, I take it that you're a prominent member of the entertainment world.
Yes.
Mr. Cerf?
Do you appear on the Broadway stage or in nightclubs?
No.
No?
1 out of 9 to go, Miss Francis.
Are you then a motion picture performer?
Yes.
Mr. Bean?
Are you associated with bizarre, macabre horror movies?
No.
2 down and 8 to go, Miss Oakland.
Are you associated with romantic leads?
Yes.
Mr. Cerf?
You sound English, so I presume you're not.
That would be a nice little 3 down and 7 to go, Bennett. You were right, Miss Francis?
Is he English? But he is. Are you English?
Yes.
That won't count as a question, because I think Bennett really revealed that. You go ahead, Arlene.
Are you a director as well as a performer?
No.
That's 4 down and 6 to go. Mr. Bean?
Do you... No, it couldn't be him. Have you made a musical?
No.
5 down and 5 to go, Miss Oakland.
Are you currently in a movie in which you have a great deal to do with a great many young ladies?
Yes.
Are you Michael Caine?
Bennett opened the door, I'm afraid.
Yes.
Yeah. Wish you hadn't asked that question.
Well,
We were doing splendid.
I thought he was faking.
I know you know. Why didn't you hush up? Yeah, I would say you were born in London, weren't you?
Yes, I was, yeah.
And
So I
actually,
was faking with that accent.
look, and you were with the Royal Fusiliers. Huh?
Yes, I was once.
You original?
For a brief moment, yeah.
For a brief moment?
Yeah.
Glad you got that behind you.
Yeah.
And, of course, the Ipcris File, Alfie, Ron Box.
That's right. Those are 3 that have been shown here.
Quite a frugger at the Daisy in Beverly Hills.
Yeah, I did have my moments there, yes.
I remember seeing it.
That's what the real Michael Caine sounds like. That's what the real Alfie
Whatever is
sounds
happening now is what I sound like. Yeah.
That's pretty good. That's a good thing. And when Funeral in Berlin is going to be released, but hasn't been released?
Funeral in Berlin will be released in December.
Well, I'm sure you don't need to be told that you've caught the imagination and happily the great interest of a great American audience, and it's very nice of you to give us a bit of your time when you come over here.
Well, it's my pleasure, and I'm very grateful to the Americans for taking me so much into their life. Thank you.
It'll go on, I'm sure, sir.
Thank you very much.
You're a fine performer. Thank you. Well, you've done very well, Bennett, so I give you some congratulations. We'll have another contestant after this word. And now to be the final challenger. Will you enter and sign in, please? Phil Walsh. Right, sir? All righty, Mr. Walsh, where are you from?
I'm from Wayne, New Jersey.
Wayne, New Jersey.
Wayne, New
That's nearby.
Yes, sir, about 25 miles from here.
Across the river.
Yes, sir, in Jersey.
So that you are basically one of the neighbors.
Yes, sir, I am.
All right. In any event, I will introduce you to the panel, if I may, Mr. Walsh.
How do you do?
Will you join me over here, sir? And we'll let the audience in the theater and the audience at home know exactly what your line is. Panel, we can tell you that Mr. Walsh is salaried and deals in a service, and I think we should put you to work, Orson.
Thank you. Mr. Walsh, would this service be of equal use to members of either sex?
Yes.
Would they benefit from your service?
You mean in a physical sense?
No, I just mean would they benefit? Otherwise, it ain't going to sell too good, right?
Well, we would say that if they see Mr. Walsh, they have come into his area or presence for a reason, and to the degree that their goals were satisfied, they are benefited.
You
Yes.
have enormous class. Well, if I came to you and my goals were realized and I went away, would I walk away poorer?
No, I don't think so.
Really? It's free of charge, your service?
No, sir, it's not.
It costs so little that I wouldn't consider myself poor. You know?
Well, we just realized, you know, that you've got that whole room of the stuff stacked up in there. But since you meant it in that context, we will agree that you might have...
Pay a little something.
yeah, just sort of a goodwill.
Easy come, easy go.
Yes, that's it.
Mr. Walsh, would you work on me if I were to come to you in any sense, I mean physically?
No, sir, we would not.
That makes it 1 down and 9 to go, Miss Oakland.
I take it then that Orson would have been enriched spiritually in some way, or in other words, he would be benefited mentally rather than physically.
Well, he would have achieved a goal and
Yes,
therefore
I see.
benefited mentally.
And did I hear you say before that if I came into his area, then I would be going to you for this service? Would I be going to you in an enclosed place?
Partly.
Partly enclosed. Would I come into contact with you in the sense that you would be sitting behind a desk and I would be in front of it transacting some business?
No.
No, that's 2 down and 8 to go, Mr. Cerf.
Mr. Walsh, we haven't determined yet whether or not you work for a profit-making organization, have we?
Yes, I do.
Well, thank you.
Thank you.
I was about to ask you that. Does the work that you do require previous training?
Yes, it would.
Yes, a measure of training would be required.
But not necessarily a college degree, is that correct?
No, it would help, but it's not necessary.
It's not necessary. Does the work that you do involve any writing? You have to write
Other than
something, right?
routine writing of...
No, I don't mean writing a piece, but I mean, when you do it, you have to make notes and make some kind of an entry somewhere for the work you're doing?
No, it gets transportative to soul. No, not at all. That's 3 down and 7 to go, Miss Francis.
Mr. Walsh, you said that you were partly inside and partly outside. Do you travel in your job at all? Do you get around from place to place in your work?
Well, in a manner of speaking, we could say that he
Yes.
gets from place to place. Yes.
Place to place he does get around.
Really?
Are you in anything that moves when you get around, rather than your own locomotion?
On occasion, yes.
Yes.
Yes. Do you ever go up and down in your job?
We all have our ups and downs, yes.
Is it anything like an elevator that you go up and down in?
Yes.
Yes.
We're running out of time. Now tell me
We're
what
running
you're
out of the
getting
elevator? He does he elevator operator?
at. No, but he
Cable car.
manages the Empire State Building Observatory. Way up there. There's 2 observatories on the 86th floor and the 102nd floor, and you know, 2 million people a year go up to those platforms. Thank you very much, Mr. Walsh. Very nice to have you with us in
Thank you,
Oakland. Having used up all of our time, and with the permission of the panel, I will say good night for all, and thanks to you for being with us on What's My Line?
What's My Line is a CBS television network production in association with Mark Goodson and Bill Cotton. Francis Gown is from Bonwood Teller. This is Johnny Olson speaking. Tonight's program was pre-recorded.